Welcome, everybody, and welcome to the live podcast. Don't wait to be great. What's going on, Shay?
What's going on, Derek?
It's
Welcome.
it's Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day,
Today's Monday.
everybody.
I'm not sure we're supposed to be working, but we're
But
here.
we've been working all day.
We've been
So
working all day. So thank y'all so much for joining us. We're gonna keep this really short today. We just want to come and make sure that we're consistent, like always.
Yep.
We also want to make sure that we're honoring any other newer people that run into us. So again, really quickly, I'll introduce myself and then Shay will do the same. And then we'll jump into the topic
let's
tonight.
do it.
So, my name is Derek Forston. I'm the owner and thought leader of Second Chance Housing. That's my personal independent living facility where we take people from homeless to hopeful. But I'm also the founder and thought leader of Forston Consultants,
You are.
where my family, where we go all over the world. My wife and I, especially her and I, right? We go all over the world sharing this mission, this gospel, this housing model, which is what we've trademarked independent living facility. And that is just simply an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So if you've ever dreamed of starting your own housing program but didn't know where to start, you're in the right place. If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're also in the right place. Michelle, tell the people who you are.
Absolutely. Derek, thank you for your introduction. My name is Shanya Shea Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation. I'm a local a local nonprofit organization here in Orlando, Florida, where we take women from homeless to hopeful, and we utilize the independent living facility model to do so. Not only do I get the privilege and the honor to help women combat homelessness, I also get the opportunity and the pleasure to work side by side with this guy as an expert consultant at Forston Consultants. So again, it is always an honor, always a privilege to spend time with you all on the cozy couch, right? Cozy
Absolutely.
coaching.
It's cozy
Cozy
coaching.
coaching. So I even got my pillow, Derek. I'm cozy.
So notice, guys, when I'm kind of by myself, I'm at the computer, but anytime Shay and I are together, they've coined this whole session as cozy coaching.
Cozy coaching.
So we kind of took it and ran with it. So Shay, back on you.
Yeah, so tonight I'm excited again. Happy Labor Day to you all. Thank you for joining us. We know that there could have been a lot of places that you could have been barbecuing and a whole bunch of other things, right? But you decided to come and join us, so we don't take that for granted. So we honor and thank you all, each and every one of you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and every other platform that we are multi streaming. So tonight, Derek, let's talk a little bit about the ILF model and how we even got here. How did you get here?
Absolutely. Just want to also make sure that we honor all of the new people. So if you're new to us in any kind of way, we got a free gift that we want to give you. So also just text the word new, NEW, right, to 407-326-0086. We'll also put that on the screen. But again, 407-326-0086. If you just text the word new, we got a free gift for you. But also tell me in the chat, because I want to see it and I want to be able to shout you out. But if we're all family and we're all friends here, great. But we always love to honor the new people, and especially the people that catch the replays of this.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that watch our replays religiously, even when they can't catch us live. So we appreciate that. So today's topic, guys, is no staff, no license, and no state requirements. What is that? What in the world can you do in terms of no staff, no license, and no state requirements when it comes to a housing program?
Man.
And we found our niche in that. Because again, if you've ever heard of a group home or an ALF or an IDD, your traditional group home, all of these other things, adult daycare that require a license and oversight by your city and by your state, this is not what this is. This is independent living, shared housing, which does not require a license, and you don't even have to own the property.
No.
Talk about it, Shay.
Yeah, so prime example for me as a nonprofit organization, I don't have any staff that oversees the actual home or the houses, because my population they're independent ladies, right? They go to work, they come home, they fend for themselves, they feed themselves. The ability that I get is to help see them navigate from that once homeless situation to being hopeful, right? Having somewhere stable to live, being able to maintain their jobs, being able to just grow, cancel debt, and all those other things to get them back on their feet and stable. So again, Derek, no staff is required. Even though I am a nonprofit organization, I do have some oversight from board members that help me to run the other programs that are incorporated in my nonprofit organization. But when it comes to the ILF, the Independent Living Facility that the Angela Denise Foundation provides, we do not require staff or any oversight. We're doing a good deed in our community and helping to take women from homeless to hopeful.
Good stuff. And I'm gonna just stay on that same note because
Yeah.
that's the first one anyway. No staff. I think Shay said it, but I'm gonna say it for the people in the back. You do not need staff to run an independent living facility or this shared living environment, because if you're doing it the right way, you're housing individuals that
You
are
are.
independent,
Correct.
that don't need you to cook their bologna sandwich, that don't need you to drive them around to the doctor's appointments and to the grocery store, and you do not have to provide food in
Right.
terms of cooking it for them. So those are all the things that usually is required for a licensed facility.
Yeah.
Shay, you got to cook for people. Like those same folks need you to help with their
Set menu.
ADLs,
And
right?
think about the set menus too.
The set menus
Right.
in the
Mhm.
industrial kitchen, right? So all of those things that would normally be required for a licensed facility, guys, this shared living environment does not require that. And
Right.
again, we come here every Monday, every Tuesday, and every Saturday just to make sure that you guys understand it. So again, also by now, if you haven't joined our free Facebook Academy, make sure you do that. It's called the ILF Academy. Takes 2 seconds to join it. It's absolutely free. Again, it's called the ILF Academy, and it's free. Go and get that from Facebook. But just like Shay said, and we're going to move on to why we don't require a license either. But again, in the shared living environment, Shay, if I'm housing people that can cook their own food, provide their own transportation, and swallow their own pills without the need for a nurse or a doctor, why would I need a license? Why is the license needed if
Derek,
they're able to do all that stuff and be independent?
I'm going to tell
That's
you,
the
like,
question we get all the time.
So I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell all of our viewing audience exactly what the Child Protective Services, our DCF department, told you when you first started this, right? Derek, you are a glorified landlord, sir.
Yep.
You are not required. You don't have residents that require or need the extended help or assistance from you. So why do you need to jump through all that red tape?
Exactly.
What is the purpose?
What Shay is referring to, if you guys don't know the beginning of my story, many years ago,
Yeah.
over 7 years ago, I was calling everybody, just like a lot of you all do. You calling the city, you calling the state, and I was just trying to figure out what to do to get this thing started. And that's what Shay meant by it. That guy said, Derek, you're just a glorified landlord. If you don't want a license, you don't want to feed people, you don't want to provide transportation, and Derek, you don't want to give out medications.
Yeah.
He says, Derek, you're just trying to be a glorified landlord. I was like, he said, but Derek, lucky for you, none of that requires a license. So if you're trying to do it the way that you're asking, Derek, you just want to rent rooms to people.
Right.
And I was like, wow.
Right. He
So
really
for me,
pretty much
that was
told
the
you
cheat
that.
code to getting started.
Yeah, that's exactly what he told you. So yeah, so once again, Derek, no license required. Again, you're looking at housing independent adults. There are some nuances to that, and that's why we come here to share who we are and what makes us the experts in the field, right? The fact that this dude right here was a social worker for many, many, many years, that saw this as saw it in real time, right? People being treated inappropriately, housed in really bad and raw conditions. And what better way to, extend what you were doing as a social worker outside of the four walls of a hospital or a healthcare environment by providing housing and access to something that is so much more so much better than what was available at the time. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that part about no license and no state requirements, put a number 7 in the chat if you were like me many years ago and you thought you had to own the property and have a license to do something like this. Because again, if you're new to us guys, I was the social worker for over 9 years.
Right.
So I worked in the hospital where we was discharging a lot of people, quite frankly, to the street because they didn't have anywhere to go. There was no choices. But there was a lady that we saw, and I'll admit it, guys. I always tell people, man, God showed me this one lady that was making $41,000 a month.
Yeah.
Housing people and rats and roaches, and she was mistreating people. And if you heard me correctly, guys, I said $41,000 a month.
Yeah.
And guys, I was making $28,000 a year. So I often tell people that I'm no genius, I'm no rocket science. I just got a love for God and people in social services and real estate. And God was genius enough to allow me to merge all of that together. And this is literally what we do now, Shay. We pour it all over the world because over 7 years ago, it was one me and one house. But today, through the teaching of it, we're in 33 different states now,
Yeah.
and over 375 ILFs through the teaching of what this is.
And every
And
day
that's
is
pretty exciting.
and every
So,
day it's like we're adding new
Yep.
new ILFs to the to the family, right? So it's a blessing. And like Mr. Arthur always says, if you had 50 million houses, it still wouldn't be enough. There's such a need in so many ways, right? The populations vary so vastly. So you just have to understand where you fit in, right? What market, what population type suits your demo, like suits your community, actually.
Yep.
Because it's always going to be community based and community driven. It's going to be supplying or fulfilling a need in your community. So you just have to get out there, start verbalizing that this is something that you want to do, and this is something that you do with the oversight and insight from Forston Consultants, and we'll show you exactly how to do this successfully, grow and expand, not only for your own financial well-being, but for the well-being of those that you'll provide housing to. So the independent living facility model, Derek, hands down, it is absolutely far above and beyond the rest. And honestly, you get to see such amazing testimonies from the people that you house.
Absolutely. So just really quickly again, before, because anybody that may have just joined us and you're just kind of in the middle of this, we're just simply talking about a housing model that you guys can start without the need for a license.
Correct.
Or state requirements or staff. And again, the cheat code is that we're serving people that don't need any of that.
Mm-hmm.
They just need a roof over their head and for you to keep on the lights and the water, because
Yeah.
we believe in turning you guys into a one-stop shop, which means when you go and rent or lease or buy this property, you guys are going to house people and they're going to pay you one set fee.
Yeah.
And you as the landlord, you're going to pay the lights, the water, the cable, the Wi-Fi, the security system, blah, 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 blah. So me as Second Chance Housing, when social workers and case managers are calling us,
Mm-hmm.
they're not worried about how much is the light bill and the water bill and the Wi-Fi bill. They
No.
know that Shay and I both serve as a one-stop shop. And that's what we teach you guys to do, right? So if you miss that, you can lease or rent the property. One of the biggest cheat codes to me, guys, was to find out that I didn't have to own these properties to do this. That was a big cheat code. So for the Robinson family, when you guys ask what it looked like and how we get the clients, we're going to get there, right? Because September 10th is where I'm breaking down to you guys in a workshop that's only $97. And again, that whole workshop is called Leveraging Relationships Within the Community. Because it's one thing to get all these pretty beds, but how do you feel them?
Right.
Who are you connecting with? What does the email sound like? So a lot of what we're going to be doing, guys, is showing you guys not only what to do it, how to do it. I'm also going to create emails that I'm going to give you guys as templates to show you how do we become the preferred vendor. And again, one more time, September 10th, that's a Tuesday at 7 p.m. If you guys text the word leverage, just that one word, text the word leverage, my team is going to see it and we'll send you the information to be able to book that workshop.
Yeah.
But again, if you're new to us, we come here every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday for free. What we've been doing lately is giving people a part of the ILF Mastery Blueprint 101 coaching broken down in workshops. So for people that want to do like a la carte type services from us, or people that maybe, they can't afford our one-on-one coaching at the $7,500 or the one that's $3,000. Maybe you say, well, Derek's teaching these classes for $97. Let me join that. And that's what we're having, guys, on the 10th of this month. Literally, the title is going to be Leveraging Relationships and also how to utilize the virtual assistant, because a lot of y'all got full-time jobs and you can't do this, the outreach and the marketing, because you're at work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. So we're going to show you guys how we take a virtual assistant that can answer your phone, do the social media, and build the relationships for you while you at your 9 to 5 job, but you get all the credit for it. So again, this is what it looks like. And again, no state requirements, no license, and no staff. Because the people that we're housing, remember, they don't need your help.
They sure don't.
They just hit a bump in the road in life, and they can't afford their own apartment.
Yeah.
They can't afford their own house. And maybe they can't even afford their own studio. When was the last time you guys researched on Zillow or Realtor.com how much is a one-bedroom apartment?
That's good, Derek.
For you guys that can multitask without leaving this screen, pull up right now in terms of where you live at. What does a studio cost?
Yeah.
What does a one-bedroom cost? And that'll answer your question, Robinson family. Why are you guys needed? you're needed because you're going to be the affordable housing option.
Mhm.
Because when the studio in your city costs $1,300 and the one bedroom costs $1,800, where can they go?
Derek, I had a
So again, you guys
conversation.
are offering
Yeah.
something that's affordable, Shay.
I had a conversation yesterday with a young lady that we both know, that we go to church with, that's in the process of purchasing a hotel. They're purchasing an existing hotel that is pretty much geared to housing those that are disenfranchised. And currently, right now, like she said, they're actually doubling up. They're actually doing our model, but they're doing it in a hotel.
Mm,
And they are charging $1,200 per bed.
mm.
She told me $1,200 per bed in an efficiency. And it blew my mind because I said to her, I said, that is our model, but on the scale of what you're doing, how consistent are you? How efficient is your intake process? And that is their struggle right now.
Mm.
So we actually have a call with them to kind of help them remold what
Well,
they're
I hope they
what they're
come to that
doing.
September 10th
I
workshop,
hope
because
so
that's
too.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Leveraging partnerships in the community
Yep.
to be able to fill these empty beds. So, Shay?
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that because people are, people that have assets, whether it's commercial or residential, they're actually utilizing utilizing the ILF model to really assist individuals in need. And I'm seeing that from multiple angles, right? I'm seeing the hotel or the efficiency, like the what is it, town suites or whatever. I'm just naming something, has access to be able to provide X amount of rooms for those that are disenfranchised. And we're seeing that in a lot of different communities, that hotels are partnering with organizations to provide beds or rooms. Yeah.
And this is also kind of, Shay, where we get a lot of our furniture from.
Yes.
So Shay mentioned a hotel. Depending on how long you guys been around us, if you go back far enough, you will see where a hotel was kind of revamping all of their furniture, and they called us.
They did.
And lucky for a lot of people that we coach and we teach and we consult, we allow them to also come in to get dressers and beds and linens. And you should have seen all of those U-Haul trucks.
That was
man.
amazing.
And so a lot of what you guys are looking at in these pictures right now, these are literally items, guys, that were donated to us from a hotel that simply knows what we do. So a lot of times when we're talking about the marketing aspects, which we're going to get into September 10th, like, because we're so consistent, guys, I didn't call that hotel. The hotel saw us and called us and offered that stuff.
And you know what's powerful with that, Derek? A lot of people don't realize or don't know that it's cheaper for a hotel to let people come onto their property and take that stuff than it is for them to trash it all.
Right.
So when you're vocal about who you are and what you do, and you have an ecosystem, or you have, a group of like-minded individuals, you can truly benefit from these hotels as they refurbish, because that's what they're doing. They're just refurbishing their place to keep up with other things that are keep up with the other hotels in the area. They got to make sure that they look just as good. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, guys, from idea to implementation, we talk a lot about this, the key strategies for operating a successful independent living facility. Again, guys, September 10th is a part of that. So what's the cheat code about September 10th is that, again, the coaching that we're going to be given is usually only given to the ILF Mastery Blueprint members, right? But because of the way the economy is going and life is crazy and all the things that's going on in the world, we understand that as consultants, and we want to make things affordable. We want to make things as accessible for people and attainable. So we thought of these workshops to be able to give people some of that same coaching, but broken down. So twice a month, Shay, all the way through the month of December, we're having workshops twice a month, and they're only $97, Shay.
Listen.
And most of them come with curriculum, a workbook, or even an ebook that I personally wrote. So prime example, if you're brand new to us and you want our newest ebook, no charge to you, you guys can text the word new, N-E-W, to 407-326-0086. And my team will send you that free ebook. And we literally just wrote that book. Now, probably 3 months from now, that book will be for sale.
Right.
But for right now, just to be a super blessing to people, you guys can text the word more info also to watch our webinar and to schedule the free strategy call. So it's actually two things I want you to do here. Text the word new and do this individually. So text the word new to get my brand new ebook free, and it's on me. Enjoy yourself. and then text the word more info, which is going to give you our original webinar,
Yeah.
which breaks down everything in terms of what the ILF model is and how to get started. But the greatest part about that was that we actually give you a free strategy call. So as soon as you're done watching it, you can set up a free discovery call with somebody on my team. Most likely it's going to be me, right? And then we're going to be able to talk about how can we get you started in terms of where you live at. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
Welcome back.
All right, welcome back. So let's do it. Let's do it. So let's jump into the chat, and then
Yeah.
we'll jump and get some more of the questions. So there's a link. Tina says, "Hello, can you please add the Facebook link?" Not sure if she means the live Facebook link or was she referring to the ILF Academy.
I believe the ILF
So
Academy.
if you go to Facebook, right, and it's the ILF Academy, just join there. I don't think we have a link. If I do, I'll send it.
Yeah.
But our free Facebook group, guys, is called the ILF Academy. Also, at this time, everybody put in the chat where you're located. We do a lot of networking here. I see Constance is here from North Carolina. I think she hit us up earlier. So big shout out to Constance, Tiffany, Tina, Miss Tia, a lot of my regular people. And again, if you're new to us, I want to know that in two ways: by you texting the word new to the phone number, but also just tell me in the chat. I want to personally shout you out and just thank you so much for being here. And then the next question that we got was from Constance. She says, "Is the $97 workshop an all-in-one workshop?" Now, if I'm understanding you correctly, all in one, not sure what your definition of that is, but in that workshop, just like every 2 weeks that we're doing, we're honing in on one specific topic. Right. And then the last 15 minutes of it, I've been actually allowing people to do this thing called Pick My Brain. So this has also been good for people that say, well, Derek, I already know about how to leverage relationships, but if you're going to let me ask you anything towards the end, I'm still coming.
Yeah.
So that's really smart for people that's doing that, because otherwise I wouldn't answer certain questions if you're not an ILF Mastery Blueprint member.
Correct.
So just to make sure I answer that right, Constance, in this workshop is about leveraging partnerships within the community. Shay was just given a $10,000 check, and it was a big one, right? And in fact, we find that picture, we're going to put it up. That was called leveraging partnerships in the community. And what was so crazy about it, her virtual assistant did it. Shay didn't even apply for it. So Shay's VA got her $10,000, guys. And that's now a real relationship within the community at a bank.
Yes.
Because what a lot of y'all don't know, every bank in your city is mandated to give away money. Y'all just don't know it. That's why our coaching is so powerful, because we talk more about just how do you do this.
Right.
This is great, but how can you get a $10,000 check to continue the great work that you're already doing? Yeah. And that's what we're going to be talking about, Constance. What does the email sound like? What does the verbiage sound like? How will you explain this model? Because what I noticed, Shay, as a coach, I'm seeing a lot of people that are not sure how to communicate this. There's people that are going and get one of these houses, Shay, and they'll open up. They have no clue how to communicate it. They have no clue how to price it. They have no clue who to talk to and who not to talk to.
Yes.
That's part of the problem, Shay. They're giving this message to the wrong people.
That is
you want to talk about that, because I'm sure you see it too.
I see it in all aspects. You have people that go out with the wrong verbiage, and that's an issue. If you're having a conversation with the case manager, that conversation sounds completely different than having a conversation with a homeowner or a property manager, right? And then again, you have to make sure your spiel is targeted to the right audience, and you will have a spiel for every audience that you are targeting to communicate with. And I think that is the part that a lot of people miss out on, and then it gets lost in translation a lot of times, and then people don't understand what you're doing. They don't understand how you're able to do it. And this is from like a case management or a provider dialogue, right? If you don't know how to articulate well, it makes it a bit difficult for you to obtain the necessary relationships to
Right.
obtain those referrals. A lot of times we see that people are not consistent in their messaging, and they are lacking that fortitude to keep pushing and following up, right? We always say this, as you know, even in anything that you do when it comes to marketing, the income is in the follow-up. Right? If you don't follow up and you're not consistently having the appropriate conversations with the right people, you will wind up entering into this, this niche and having limited access to filling your beds, right? So now you have to pay an HRA, or you have to pay another partner in the community to help facilitate the referrals. So that's something you don't want to, you don't have to do, but you definitely don't want to get stuck in that cycle of being reliant on HRAs to fill your beds. And that way the HRA has all of the connections and you have none. So you want to make
just
sure
for people that may not know what an HRA is, what is that?
A housing referral agency or a housing referral agent. These are people that have that know how to articulate well, right? That know how to have those conversations with those that are seeking for housing. Those that are, whether it's case managers, social workers, hospitals, rehabilitation facilities, anything like that. They're beating the pavement, they're beating the ground running, and they're making those connections, therefore giving them access to a pool of individuals that are looking for housing resources, right? And this is what you can also be as the housing provider. The goal is to make sure that you understand how to have the conversation with those individuals that you need to have the conversation with, so that your phone's ringing and you're not relying on anybody else to fill your beds.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And right here, Shay, is what we're not going to do.
No.
So right here on the screen, guys, is what I saw a lot of when I was trying to get into this. People that were being housed and being mistreated in bad conditions.
Yeah.
People that were being housed in rats and roaches. People that were being housed and the beds were sitting on cinder blocks.
Yeah.
People that didn't have the sheets, the pillow, the comforter. Like, these pictures will break your heart. Because if it don't, I always tell people that if this don't break your heart and this is something that you want to do, you probably shouldn't get into this one, because that means that you might do it.
Right.
So I'll never forget, Shay, when I saw some of this stuff and it translated to the lady that was making $41,000 a month. Can 3 of y'all type in, "Oh my God"? Yeah. Because again, at 41 grand a month, why would you house people in conditions like that? Shay, like, what were your thoughts when I came home and told you about this is what I saw as the social worker and I'm wanting to do this?
I didn't quite understand how someone can be so captivated by money that they would allow people to live in deplorable conditions. When you're making the finances, you can set up things that will help nurture a nice, safe, clean, affordable living environment, right? Do you have to take away the whole $41,000? Uncle Sam's going to get his piece. And then, you're looking crazy at the end of the year anyway. So why not push it and put it right back into what you're doing? Yes, have the ability to earn an income for doing the good work, but let's not forget that we're taking people from homeless to hopeful. And honestly, when you told me about this, I was utterly disgusted, because it just honestly, it blows my mind that somebody can make $41,000 a month,
right?
A month, and they can't spend $1,000. Let's say you have 5 houses. If you're making an income of $41,000 off of those 5 houses, what's wrong with putting $1,000 back in those 5 houses? Like, what is wrong with that?
To put people's beds on bed rails, to give them
what is wrong with
and
that?
Sheets and pillows,
to hire a housekeeper to come in and clean once a month.
Wow.
Right? Like, is it that terrible to omit $5,000 and put it back into what you're doing, which is a business?
Right.
Technically is a business or a ministry, right?
Yeah.
Which is simply your ministry. Like, how dare you not take pride in what you do? and allowing other people to take pride in their living environments.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the part that is just it's mind-blowing that we still see to this day so many individuals, and even those phone calls that come from case managers and social workers about the deplorable conditions. Like, it doesn't even it blows my mind that people see the ILF model that we've coined and we've trademarked, and they still go out and they can't do better.
Mm.
That's ridiculous, because ultimately the
You gotta
world,
want to do better than this.
you
What you're
have to
seeing
want
on
to do
screen,
better.
guys. Like
You have
you
to.
gotta want to do better than that.
Yeah.
And just like I told the family earlier, right? If you wanting to get into this, don't procrastinate, because as you can see that these are
Yeah.
pictures of people that are in the game that are doing it wrong.
Hmm.
You're procrastinating, which is stopping a lot of people from getting great housing,
From you.
safe housing,
Yeah.
affordable housing. So procrastination, guys, is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do. Again, procrastination is the arrogant assumption, because just like we always said, even though we come here every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, it doesn't take us to tell you that you need to be in this. God has told most of y'all that you probably should be doing something similar
Yeah.
to this in terms of helping people. We're just broadening your eyes, right, in your mind, in terms of how can we help people, but how can we use real estate to do it?
Right.
How can we use the love of God to do it? How can we use social services to do it?
Yeah.
That's why September 10th, we're going to be talking about how do you leverage the partnerships in the community to fill these empty beds, because they're already waiting on these people, Shay. Shay, before I got into this 8-9 years ago, people were already waiting on me to get into it.
Right.
God has already destined certain people for y'all to house. You just got to get in it first.
Exactly.
So again, guys, don't procrastinate, because again, Shay is getting ready to tell you guys about a house that she bought. We talk a lot about renting and leasing. Shay, can you tell them what it means to buy a place like this and now take people from homeless to hopeful when you rented and leased for so long? How do you get to a point to where you buy, Shay?
Again, reinvest. Mickey said it in the chat, reinvesting in your business, right? Or reinvesting in your ministry. That is exactly how we got to this point. When I realized that it was getting more and more expensive to arbitrage here locally, and you had landlords becoming greedy and self-centered in knowing what you do, but wanting to just keep, count your money for you,
right?
And increase that rent to a point where it didn't make any sense no more. That's when we initiated that process to go to purchase. So I tell anybody, if you're going to enter into this space, that should always be your end goal, right? You want to obtain assets, because honestly, an asset is going to increase in value, and you want to make sure that you have the access to that asset. And by that, I means I can do whatever I want with this asset. I can, add an extra bedroom like I did with this asset.
So how many bedroom and bathroom is that house?
So this was originally a 4-3. What we did is we converted the formal dining room into an additional bedroom, with a closet, everything. So it is a real bedroom. So now it's a 5-3. So I can actually take an additional 1 or 2 women from homeless to hopeful in this asset. So technically, Derek, I can have 10 to 11 beds in this house if I wanted to. But is it required? No, because now my overhead cost is a lot less because I own the asset. Yeah, my overhead cost is a lot less because I now own the asset.
Any specific steps that you want to share with the people are like, what did it take for you to go from renting or leasing so long to now buy this place, fix and flip it, and do all that, and then move your ladies from that renter to here? Any specific things? Or if you guys got questions, bring them in.
Away,
I'm Derek for the people. So I try to give what y'all want or what you're thinking.
Goodness.
So Shay, somebody's thinking, how did you go from renting to buying? Like, was it any specific steps, or does that require a whole workshop, or what do you need?
We can actually do a workshop, but I can give a brief overview of, again, you want to make sure that you have a rainy day fund, right? And it don't have to be a real rainy day, but you can allocate funds that come out of your business every month going to another account that you're going to utilize to help you get to the end goal, and that's home ownership, right? For your ILF, or whatever program you're running. You just want to make sure that you are literally putting money aside to do so. There are so many different avenues to doing this, Derek. You don't have to just go out and go on the MLS, which is, the registry of properties that are listed for sale. You can get involved in things like tax deeds, tax liens. You can do things like wholesaling to help acquire another additional form of income for your business, to help you get to that point of home ownership. But there are so many avenues. But for us, Derek, this was a tired landlord that we had relationship with,
Yep.
that pretty much said, I want
Relationship.
out.
How many times do we say you need relationship and not
Yeah.
always the real estate?
Yeah, relationship is what helped us, what led us to acquire the asset, or acquire the real estate. So what we've ended up doing is that individual contacted us and pretty much said, I'm done. Like, I'm out of this. I don't want to be a landlord anymore. I'm getting old. My grandkids, my child, my son is ill, and my grandchildren are in other parts of the nations, right? Not nation, but the nations. They're in the UK, and they're in this place, and they're over here. So they're not interested in the asset, and it's draining me financially. So with that said, it was Derek and Shay for the people to the rescue, right?
That's it.
Where literally this individual pretty much just wanted back what she paid for this house over 25 years ago. So you do the math on that, right? So I tell people all the time, look for tired landlords, right? Look for people that are up in age, that don't have any dependents or anybody to leave an asset to. There's ways to do that. We're gonna have to do a
Yeah,
workshop.
because there's so much that went into the
Yeah,
purchase of this property. And I'll be honest, guys, our first initial thought was to wholesale this
it was.
property.
Yeah,
This deal was such a crazy unicorn deal.
it was
We
nuts.
thought to wholesale it to make a big six-figure check, but we were smart enough to know that the long range game, it was better for us to keep it.
Mhm.
We also had a few rentals and leases that we were still in. We were wanting to get out of that. So one of those rentals were Shay's women.
Yeah.
And that's why we bought that place, turned it from a 4-3 to a 5-3,
Yep.
which now, like Shay said, if she want to do a private room, that's one extra person you can house.
Yeah.
Or if you do the 2 people per room like you're seeing on screen, that's 2 extra people that now Shay can take from homeless to hopeful.
Got it.
And again, remember now, Shay's overhead is not as large as it was when we lease or rent.
Yeah.
So just in case if you didn't know, if I rent or lease a house, guys, that's going to be way more expensive than me going out and buying one in terms of what the mortgage would be. Yes, it takes more money to get it, down payment and all of that. But the long-term gain and the game of this, Shay's mortgage is a lot lower than what this place would be for us to rent it. Does that make sense, everybody?
So let's put
Give me
numbers
2
to
people
it.
in the chat that says, yes, Derek, I get it. Because I want y'all to really get that. As a lease or a rental, it's going to be higher, guys, than when you buy that place.
Yeah.
Shay, go ahead.
Let's put numbers to it. I want people to get the financial understanding for those that may be a little lost in the sauce, right? If I own this property, I'm just going to throw numbers out. These are not realistic numbers. And I purchased such said home. My mortgage is, let's say my mortgage is $2,100. Now, if I go and put it on the MLS or put it on any of the rental platforms, my goal is to get a return on that, right? Because as the homeowner, I want to receive a return and not just break even in paying my mortgage. So I may say, you know what, let me look to see what the surrounding areas are going for a 5-bed, 3-bath home in this area for rent. And Derek, our numbers came up to in that area was $3,800. So now imagine you have a $2,100 mortgage, and now you can rent this property for $3,800. Look at the benefit for the homeowner, and instead of looking at me as the quote unquote renter having to pay $3,800, right? So what's better, to own the asset or to now rent it from someone that owns the asset that's now tacked on an additional $1,700 on their mortgage that they now get to put in their pocket every month because you're paying them rent? So that's the benefit of being an owner and not a renter.
Absolutely. Let's take a break, guys, and we'll be right back.
Hey, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forsterconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for a Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to ForsterConsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show.
We are back. And like we said earlier, and is also on the screen, the first step to all of this, guys, is texting more info to 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar. And then when you're done with it, my team is going to send you a link to set up a call with Shay and I to talk about how can we get you started in terms of where you live at. On YouTube, we talk a lot about just, in general, in terms of just how it works and all of that. But on that discovery call, we're going to talk about, where do you live? What is your zip code? Like, what is your background? What is your makeup? And are you ready to get into the game of housing people, the displaced and the homeless? Right? Because if God has called you to it, why not? Right? Because Derek said it, but the Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. And we're to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. And guys, we're doing it through real estate. So we always tell people, man, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Because again, we also live by something else. We want to please God. We want to help people. We want to be respected by the community. And we want to make enough money to feed our family. That's my wish for you. I want you all of you all right now. I want all of you all to please God. I want you to help mankind. I want your community to respect you while you're doing it. But I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. Because the Bible also said that a man don't work, he don't eat. And I want all of y'all to feed your family, because also somewhere in that good book, it says that if we put God's plans before ours, if we build the kingdom, if we put all God's plans before mine, if we build something that's bigger than us.
Correct.
In fact, it says something like this: seek ye first the kingdom. And I got Tiffany Walker in here, so if I mess this up, Tiffany gonna correct me.
And all
but the Bible says, what they in all, what does the all mean, Shay?
Everything.
That means all that stuff you want. Meaning the houses, the cars, the land, the clothes, all that materialistic stuff. God said if you put his plan before yours, he'll make sure that your all is taken care of. And again, guys, I'm no pastor, I'm no priest, and I'm no bishop. Guys, I'm none of that
Constance
stuff.
Constance is on it. She said,
guys, I'm none of that
Constance.
stuff. But again, I always tell you, can you imagine doing God's will, helping people in your community? The Channel 8 News want to come and shoot a story about it. And watch this, because if you new to us, you may not know this. Watch this, Constance, because I think Constance is new to us. And Constance, guess what? We take no credit.
None.
The thing that makes this genius is that we're going to do God's will, we're going to help people, and we decrease so that God can increase in us. And we take absolutely no credit. You show me a business where you put God first to help people that won't succeed. The devil is a liar. So my prayer for each and every one of you, that when you put your hands to the plow to do this, that first of all, we got your back at Forster Consultants, but God has got your back too because of what he told you to do. So again, don't forget to text that phrase more info to 407-326-0086. That's going to give you that webinar. And guys, we're going to jump right back into the conversation. Shay, you got anything else that you want to jump in before I kind of jump back in it?
Let's see.
Because there's also some questions that came in. I want to make sure that we also answer those too.
So
guys, if you guys have questions, make sure that you don't sit here all night long and just listen to us.
Well, we ain't hanging out all night. I know that
when I'm in live sessions and things that I'm being coached on, like I ask question after question, and usually we're here for about 90 minutes. Tonight may be a little bit different. Today may be a little bit shorter. But what we're really good at is before we're leaving here, we always make sure that we answer all the questions. And I want to answer a question right now from the Patrick family. They asked about how do we get the social workers and case managers to the actual property to view it?
Oh my goodness.
That's what we're talking about. That's September 10th, right?
That's my favorite.
So that encompasses a lot of different stuff. In fact, one of the things is the technology that we use. So I'll give you that now, but it's called digitalflowsolutions.net. Shay's going to type it in the chat. That's called digitalflowsolutions.net. That's going to serve as your website, your CRM system, your business phone line, your text messaging capabilities, and your social media. and 1,000 other things.
Yep.
But if I just stop right there, that system's already worth it. Because again, most of you're going to get that because you're going to get our coaching product and we just give it to you. But even if you came outside of our coaches and just said, well, Derek, I want a website. Guys, it's only $97 to set up the website and it's $37 a month if that's what you want.
Yeah.
There's a plan for $87 and there's a plan for $297. But even the plan for the $37 gets you a website, CRM system, business phone line, text messaging capabilities, and social media in over probably 7 different places of where you can text. And all of those places with one click of a button. That's called digitalflowsolutions.net. And again, Shay, that's how we do our marketing campaign. That's how we email and text message our social workers and case managers. That's how we text blast them.
That's how we keep them engaged.
We do a lot of that stuff. Shay,
yeah,
jump in because this is one of your favorites.
That's what I'm saying. You sure you want to let me loose on Digital Flow Solutions? Well, okay. So first and foremost, Digital Flow Solutions is something that is mind blowing for the small business owner, right? Someone entering into the entrepreneurial space. One, it's affordable. 2, it gives you access to everything that big box companies and brands have access to. That's the phone line, the SMS campaigns, the email campaigns, email and funnels and all of this extra stuff, trigger links and blah, 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 right? Automations, workflows, being able to identify target markets and your target marketing. Oh man, it's phenomenal. But we at Forston Consultants, alongside with Digital Flow Solutions, love to be able to introduce our family members, which is you all, to the things that are attainable to you and allow you to get the reach out of who you are, right? Digital Flow Solutions is a premier marketing platform that is all encompassing. So you can get rid of your MailChimp, you can get rid of Survey Monkey, you can get rid of all of these extra things.
They can get rid of MailChimp. A lot of people use MailChimp.
Buy MailChimp. Hasta la pasta, not even hasta la vista. We're going to say hasta la pasta. Get out of here. But anyway, yeah, you can get rid of MailChimp. You can get rid of all of those ancillary platforms that you have. Derek, prime example, I'm onboarding a company right now who has a very vast following. They've got a lot of intricate integrations in their website that I must say has been very interesting. And it has taken us 2 weeks to import over everything with a deadline of being finished finally tomorrow. But this company is so excited about Digital Flow Solutions that I meet with them on a weekly basis to help them start implementing now. So once they go live, they're live. So with their automations, with their workflows, with all of their their trigger links, and with everything that they need to get the word out in their social media, they'll be ready to go tomorrow. So again, it allows you to market yourself. It gives you a CRM, which is a customer relationship management tool that again keeps all of your contacts in one place. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, I got my domain email." Great. But are you literally creating contacts for every person that you are communicating with? And do you have access to mail blast them from your current your domain? No, you don't. And if you do, you're forwarding a message or you're CCing about 500 people in one email. And now everybody sees that they've been sent an email with another 500 people. When you have something like a CRM, you can customize different things within that email communication that makes people feel like it's targeted just to them and nobody else. So again, it's just giving you access to things that big companies have access to, and that you can get at an affordable price. If you are interested, Derek, go ahead and put the lower third up so they can even book an assessment with Digital Flow Solutions. Even if you're not a Forston Consultants family member, ILF Mastery Blueprint member, or any of our product programs that we add Digital Flow Solutions on, but you're interested, it doesn't matter if you have an ILF, if you're a real estate investor, if you are a chef and have a restaurant, if you are a whatever, home repair agency, or AC repair company, it does not matter at all. Contact us at Digital Flow Solutions or text CRM to 407-809-8215, and we'll be happy to assess.
Get a free business assessment.
Yeah,
it's free, guys. Especially for you all that have a business already, or if you're thinking of a business, that
Yeah.
business assessment, that business analysis, guys, it's free. And Shay is a genius when it comes to these systems in terms of what it can do. I often jokingly tell you guys that you're going to get confused right here on YouTube
You will,
about it.
yeah.
Type the word CRM to 407-809-8215 and set up that free business analysis, whether you fry chicken, whether you bake chocolate chip cookies, or whether you house the homeless. It doesn't matter. Whatever business you do, digitalflowsolutions.net, guys, can be your foundation piece. Because Shay and I own 8 businesses, guys, and the foundation to every one of those is Digital Flow Solutions. It runs our phone system, text messaging system, social media, and that means Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, and I can go on and on and on.
Everything.
Right? So when people say, well, Derek, how are you emailing all of these social workers at one time? I'm using Digital Flow Solutions, right? For my social media, we're using Digital Flow Solutions. And I'll admit, guys, I'm not very techie. I don't do any of my social media. We use virtual assistants. So we show you guys how to leverage a skill set from the Philippines for $5 an hour to make all of those dreams in your head that God downloaded to you to actually make them come true.
Yeah.
So again, if you've never heard us talk about virtual assistants or how that works, make sure you join us on Tuesdays. In fact, tomorrow we'll probably be talking about virtual assistants and how they help us within the business. But on September 10th, I'm literally going to show you guys how my VA Jess, who I trained over 17 months ago to be me, how she runs my whole program now.
Yeah.
So again, if you want to learn that and want to know how I took a virtual assistant from the Philippines who I've never met in person, but we meet online on Zoom meetings
every week,
but runs my whole program here in Orlando, Florida for $5 an hour, text the word leverage to 407-326-0086. Again, text the word leverage to 407-326-0086. And that's going to give you the information for our workshop that's on September 10th.
Yeah.
That's only $97. Otherwise, this topic would never be even talked about in public. You would have to have our ILF Mastery Blueprint coaching to get it. But these workshops, guys, we're breaking it down and making it affordable for people that maybe say, well, Derek, I can't afford your coaching.
Yeah.
But I do want to know how y'all do that. So that's what we've been doing, y'all, is pulling certain topics out. And again, if you want to know how we leverage partnerships within the community to fill all of these empty beds, text the word leverage to 407-326-0086, and my team will send you the information.
I want to say one thing.
Say 2 things, actually.
2 things?
Say 2.
When it comes to Digital Flow Solutions, one of the benefits that I get, and I'm telling you this because I want to see your business. I've had a lot of meetings in the past couple of months, and I've been able to expand the entrepreneur's mindset of what they can do with their business at its current place, where it's at, with the addition of software and systems. A lot of people say, well, I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm not ready for that. You don't understand. You don't realize how ready you are for it until you see it. And you allow somebody from the outside to take a preview of the inner workings of what you have going on to help you streamline your processes, right? What we don't want you to do is to be overwhelmed and overthrown by what you're doing to where you have to focus so much on both the administrative stuff and your services that you were rendered. The goal is to provide you with a platform that can carry the heavy lifting in regards to your administrative, right? Once you add that with a virtual assistant, fireworks. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing. It's fireworks.
Yep,
and you really don't want to miss out on what that assessment can bring you and in understanding. I tell anybody, give me about an hour to an hour and a half of your time, and I'll take up the whole time because I am going to look at your current processes and even give you ideas of what you can implement as well.
And don't forget, even if you have a completely different business, guys, even though we talk about the ILF model and real estate and housing people and the love of God, we don't care what the business is. If Shay tutored, Shay was coaching somebody about 3 months ago that owned a smoothie shop and blew this guy's mind in terms of what the virtual assistant can do for him remotely,
and how we
and
can
all of
bridge
the
in.
ways that our system, Digital Flow Solutions, was able to automate a lot of his services,
Yep.
and for him to get more customers. And ultimately, what happens if you get more customers, Shay? You make more
You
money.
make more money.
So again,
And
guys,
you're gonna need
doesn't
more
matter
help.
what you do. Back on you,
And you're
Miss
gonna
Shay.
need more help. But again, like I said, even the other day I had a brunch. I usually go to lunch, I should say, with other female entrepreneurs that are pretty much just very visionary, Derek. And just sitting at the table, one of the ladies had to stop me, and she was like, "Shay, just stop. I need to meet with you." And I'm actually meeting with her tomorrow. So she says, "I got to meet with you because I can't believe that you're just letting this stuff fly off your lips. And you've just told me that I can do 5 different things with my current business in the current state that it's in." So I have an assessment with her tomorrow. And the goal is to get her up and operational and off of these, other sites that don't provide the necessary features that she needs.
Yeah.
So
Good
I'm
stuff.
excited about that.
Good stuff. So right here in the next probably 5 to 6 minutes, because we're probably going to shut down, guys, and probably
You're gonna take me to
exactly
dinner?
in about an hour. Ooh, you heard that? So I got to way out. I'm taking Shay to dinner. So what we're going to do is I want to talk about one last thing from the Patrick family. You guys
Okay.
asked what populations are we allowed to serve.
Oh my goodness.
Before I kind of get into that, I always give the disclaimer, right? Even though God has probably put in your heart who you should serve, or you have an idea of who you want to help, we always say choose it according to your lifestyle, but also allow the community to dictate the need.
Yeah.
And what I mean by lifestyle is this, right? We get a lot of people, and not that I try to change anybody's mind, but when somebody comes to me and say, "Well, Derek, I want to house the teenagers aging from the foster care system. Derek, my heart is for the young people."
I'm gonna say, bless your heart.
There's a lot of people that have told me that, and after my coaching or after they've gotten into it, they found out that their lifestyle was not conducive to that population.
Correct.
And if you don't know what that means, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an example. Prime example. Today, I'm very busy. God has blessed me to be very busy with business, consulting. Guys, 7 days a week, I'm doing something in terms of working. 6 days out of the 7, I'm probably running my big mouth talking about this and coaching and consulting people.
Yeah.
But the way that my life is structured today with traveling and speaking engagements and pouring into people and running multiple businesses, guys, I can't house the young crew.
Right.
Meaning those teenagers from the foster care system, that's not conducive to my lifestyle because I'm so busy. What I mean by that is this: even though they're adults, because of their background and where they came from and how they were raised, usually by bad parents, drug addicted parents, guys, they're all over the place. Usually they still need a lot of nurturing,
Yeah.
a lot of cuddling, a lot of one-on-one time. And I'll admit today, my lifestyle don't match that. But watch this though. God has put on my heart from a long years ago that I got a heart for older people. I like the old guys and the old ladies. That's what my heart's always been tugged to. And just by chance, that's what God has kind of poured into my program at Second Chance Housing. I don't have a lot of 18-year-olds and 22-year-olds and 35-year-olds. Most of my clients are what you see on this screen, is that older gentleman, the older military veteran that's not looking for a party. He's not looking for the newest drug to try. He's not sneaking women through my windows at night. He's not doing drugs and alcohol and dodging me trying to pay rent. That's not my population. So again, because of our lifestyle, I'll admit, guys, the middle age to the older adult, and for me, the older the better.
Yeah.
Because they don't look for a party. They're not looking for a bunch of stuff. That old crew, what I found out, Shay, they want a quiet place to live. They don't want to be bothered.
Right.
And they want to pay rent on time because they don't want to be homeless. Shay, they're afraid to be homeless. So you can talk about kind of what God has called you to and what you do, but I love to tell people that lifestyle and let the community dictate it. Because again, even in my community, y'all, I don't get a lot of calls for the young guys. I get the older people. Shay, tell them kind of what kind of calls you get and what God has put on your heart.
My calls are very interesting, honestly, because I have a nonprofit organization. So my calls are a little different. I get a lot of calls for women and children, or the single adult, just the single family, the adult with their child, whether it's male or female. And that's something that the Angela Denise Foundation is looking to grow into by acquiring more assets to be able to house that population or assist that population. My calls, right, again, they transition or they change based on the season. I can get a lot of calls for older adults, older women, or I can get a lot of calls for your middle age to, your in betweens, like that 30 up. And that just depends on life circumstances, and it fluctuates a lot. Right now, I'm getting a lot of calls from working individuals. So it's not so much so the women or the individual with mental health diagnoses.
It's what we call the everyday Joe.
It's more the everyday Joe. Life happens, right? We're in very perilous times. We're just going through so much as a nation, and it's really affecting the economy of the single individual, whether it's male or female, that's trying to maintain living on their own with the job that they've had for forever, right? Because of what's going on financially in our nation, it's pulled at them as well. The rise in housing cost, not being able to afford or renew leases because they're deciding to go up $300. Didn't we just have a call with somebody just the other day who said their landlord wants to go up about, was it $300 and something?
It was like $320. Yep.
$320 for a month. Like that is crazy. But this is what we're seeing. So what happens to that person that was, barely making it before it was time to renew their rent, their lease, and now they're renewing, and the landlord says, well, I want $400, take it or leave it. And they can't afford it. So again, your community is really going to give you an earful on the population to serve. Once people know that you are an option, you will find out who is looking for you as an option. So, I mean, it just depends, Derek. Every community is going to be different.
Yep.
Every community is going to be different.
So you guys heard it, right? I house the men, Shay houses women.
Yeah.
I've been in the game for a long time in terms of social work and social services. I pulled Shay from corporate America. So we'll talk more about that next week, and also in September 10th, how Shay didn't have any knowledge of what this was, y'all.
No
God
clue.
just got me in this. He blessed it. I said, Shay, I need some help. And to make a long story short, we pulled Shay from corporate America, and Shay started a nonprofit organization. So if you're new to us or you just joined us in the last 20 minutes, I'm an LLC. I'm for profit. Shay is a nonprofit.
Sure am.
Why did we do that? We're going to be talking about that September 10th at the workshop. So again, if you guys want that workshop, it's only $97. The coaching and the curriculum, the teaching that's going to be happening inside of it, there's no other way to get it other than being an ILF Mastery Blueprint member. And that's one of our one-on-one coaching products. But what we're doing, Shay, twice a month now for only $97, we're having specific workshops. And the very next one is September 10th. And again, the title is Leveraging Partnerships Within the Community to Fill These Empty Beds. And right now we're talking about what populations we like to serve. I told you guys 18 years and older. Shay, I don't house nobody that's 17 years and down. I don't care if he's 17, Shay, and got a birthday in 3 days. If he's not 18 yet, I can't help him. He's not an adult. I just told you 3 minutes ago that my favorite population is the elderly, right? Uh-oh, my screen's jumping. That next one is that military veteran. I'll admit it. I got a heart for military veterans too, Shay. And here lately, I don't know why, but that's what I've been getting a lot of calls for. Hence the reason why I started this brand new business. I'm going to give a plug here. PowerStreamSolutions.biz. PowerStream Solutions is our brand new company. That's a pressure washing company that does soft washing, pressure washing. We do houses, roofs, driveways, concrete, heavy industrial equipment. Anything you need that's dirty and grimy, we clean it at PowerStream Solutions. Why did I start that business, Shay, 10 days ago? Because I want to help these military veterans that I'm housing. They say, Mr. Derek, I'm bored. You ain't got no work for us to do. So I prayed many years ago that God would allow me to get into the game of housing people, but I also wanted to provide jobs. So I almost promised myself, probably 5 years ago, I said, man, when I get this consulting business kind of up where I want it, and I said, I'm going to take my time. That's been 5-6 years, Shay, since 2018. I said, I'm going to get back into pressure washing. But I didn't know that the thought was going to be to help some of these homeless guys,
Yeah.
give them work, but also supplement my housing program.
Yep.
My housing program got lights, we got water. Them guys like to eat,
They do.
right? Things need to be fixed.
Yeah.
So I like things to look appropriate, shade. Like right now, I'll admit I'm a little embarrassed. One of my ILS needs some blinds. My landlord will not replace them. So guess who's going to get those blinds replaced? Me, by pressure washing and detailing people's cars. So we detail cars, we pressure wash. So if you're in Central Florida, you need your driveway cleaned. Holiday season's coming up. October, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and you don't need to have nobody slipping on your driveway with that dirty green, black algae.
Please
right?
don't.
And Christmas is coming up, Thanksgiving. So if you need pressure washing, hit us up. PowerStreamSolutions.biz.
And I put it in the chat.
PowerStreamSolutions.biz. Anywhere in Central Florida, we give a free quote. So whatever they want, Shay. And Shay, why I'm so excited is because Shay is helping this business. Because guys, 15 years ago, when I did pressure washing, I didn't know about automations and a Facebook page and having a real website. Guys, I was a hustler. Today, it's more of a business. So I'm excited to tell people, text the word car wash and they get this form.
But they ain't gonna get it yet.
Not yet. But I'm saying we're building that. The text messaging capabilities and all of these things that I never had.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Like
So
prime
again,
example.
if you need a car wash, pressure washing, and you're in Central Florida, go to PowerStreamSolutions.biz, hit that button that says free quote.
Yeah.
Fill it out, and we'll give you a free estimate.
You know what else is fun too? Because they can even click the button to send you a text message or call you too.
They sure can.
They can do all sorts of stuff. Automations, guys, workflows. Oh, I love them.
They love that stuff. So again, I got off topic, but military veterans, and I'm getting ready to close like that Baptist preacher. Working individuals is what Shay told y'all about earlier, right? When I first started, I only housed the mental health person, the guy that had schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, depression, schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type, anxiety, blah, 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 blah. But today, because it's so expensive, guys, to live anywhere, I don't care where you live at. In fact, every one of y'all put y'all city and state in the chat right now. I don't care where you live at, guys, it's expensive. And sometimes people can't afford their own apartment or their own house. So they bounce back to us. And a lot of times, guys, it's the working individual.
Absolutely.
And that's that guy, Shay, that he don't want my shared room.
He sure don't.
He don't want this room that you guys see on that screen with the two people. My guy that's got the job, he the guy that's saying, Derek, man, I don't want your shared room, bro. You ain't got no private rooms.
And he gonna say it from
no problem.
He gonna say it with his whole chest.
Right? Like, Derek, I'm grown, bro. I ain't sharing, sir, no problem. Because in this ILF model, there's 3 models. And I'm getting ready to close. There's a shared model, which is what you're looking at now. There's a private model, which is 1 bed, but they still share the bathroom and the hallway.
Correct.
And then there's a private suite, Shay, that they got their own room and they never share the bathroom unless they choose to.
Correct.
So again, in Columbia, South Carolina, in the DMV, in Canton, Ohio, and in Oklahoma City, Canton, Ohio is probably the most affordable out of all of those. But Charmaine, me and you talk about this all the time. Charmaine, it's expensive to somebody to live in Canton, Ohio, that don't have a job, that don't have a rich uncle, and they're only depending on that SSI or the SSDI or the job at Burger King that they got 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, Charmaine, you're going to be housing people in this model right here. And I'll admit, 90% of people that you're going to house are probably going to fit this model.
Love it. I love it.
That other small percentage, that's the guy that said, well, Derek, man, I'm a veteran, man. Derek, I get a bunch of money a month. Derek, I don't want to share no room. No problem, sir. We have a private room available as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll end it there. As I said, the working individual, and then the teenagers from the foster care system, we talked about that. You just got to make sure that your heart is in it. I got a whole teaching about that. This is a special population, and yes, they need your help. But if your heart ain't in it, and if you don't got natural patience for people, and teenagers don't get in this. This is a special population. But if you've been called to it, you got the proper coaching, and you got the patience, God bless you, because they absolutely need it. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this information, but just in case if you was wondering, how could you get more one-on-one coaching just like this? First of all, you can ask just by typing it in the chat, or you can visit forstonconsultants.com/IMB. Again, the IMB stands for ILF Mastery Blueprint. So again, if you want one-on-one coaching, let us know. This is exactly what we do. And again, don't spend all your time in this room today without asking questions. As you see, we're giving out a lot of great information. So make sure you ask your questions just to make sure that you fully understand it. And then also don't forget, we give you guys a free strategy call. So we want you to watch our webinar. That's it. Also at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, but also soak up a lot of this information that we're giving you guys on YouTube, and then schedule a free strategy call so that we can get on the phone to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to drop this down right here because we'll talk about that another time. And then I want to take these last probably 3 to 5 minutes to answer any questions that are in the chat that I may have missed. Again, if you're new to us and you have no clue what we're talking about, now is a great time because I'll answer your questions, but I'll also give the direction of how you can watch our original webinar, which leads to a free discovery call with me and Shay. So you can do that by texting more info, and just text that phrase more info to 407-326-0086. And then I also want to answer a question that I just saw in the chat from Miss Simi. So Miss Simi, if you're still here, you asked a question about the virtual assistant. If you were able to hold it off, even though you've bought it, because you want to make sure that you give them enough work or they have enough work to do. Yes, you can do that. But also make sure that you also consider joining that it's the VIP community for the VA. It's only $27, and it gives you the extra curriculum activities and the to-do stuff, meaning more ideas of what your VA can do, but it also gives you an insurance. So anybody that gets a VA from us, you guys can pay $27 a month. That'll give you insurance that you can cover that VA for free, meaning that if you get to day 95 and you don't like that VA, you can switch that VA out for absolutely free, because we give you guys I think it changed. We give you guys 45 days.
Yeah.
So anybody that's gotten it from us back in the day, and Simi, I think you fall in that, but we give you guys 45 days to make sure that that VA is somebody that you like, you trust, and you want to work with. Because let's just say on day 47, day 55, and it's kind of not what you want. If you want to replace that VA, guys, that's going to be $697.
Right.
So we tell people, once you've bought the VA, consider getting the $27 a month insurance that not only gets you into the VIP community for further learning and education and give your VA 1,000 things to do, but also to be able to replace that VA once you went past your warranty days. Yeah. So most companies just give you a VA and say, good luck, I hope you make it. And there is no warranty. We give you guys 45 days still to say, well, Derek, I don't like this VA. She's not good like Jess, like you said they should be. I want to trade her out. No problem. It's free of charge. Yeah. And again, to get a VA from us for like the first time, the one-time fee is $697, one-time fee. And then it's $5 an hour. But for $27 a month, even if you do times 27 times 12, guys, that's super low compared to paying the $697. So we encourage everybody to make sure you get the VIP. It's only $27 a month. It'll give you the insurance and the community. But also, I want to give you a gem, Simi. So that community has a lot of teaching in it. And obviously, if you go back further to a lot of our Tuesday night rooms in the past, that's all we did was tell people how to make additional income and passive income in your sleep using these VAs. Now, I'm going to try, my heart is not to go super deep into that because that'll send me down a 30-minute rabbit hole and we get ready to close. But go back and check out a lot of our Tuesday night rooms. Also consider that VIP community for the VAs. And every one of you right here that are listening should have an apparel store. If I can put mine in the chat, or if Shay can put hers in the chat,
I'm not there.
That's one of the things that the VA should be doing for you all, is building a free apparel store to where it doesn't cost you anything. So you guys can sell t-shirts, hats, hoodies, baby onesies, leggings, stockings, purses, with all of your branding and logos and different stuff on it. And guys, it don't cost you any money. And it's called Teespring.
So there's a lot of
another one,
versions
too.
of it,
Yeah.
but we always just give people Teespring. But the concept is called print on demand, POD, which meaning your VA is going to build this store, create it, put all the branding and clothing in it, and you don't have to pay for that, guys.
You sure don't.
But when somebody buys a shirt, just say for $30, you get $15, Teespring get $15. That's kind of how it works, and that's pretty cool. And your VA should be building that store for you. And again, it's called Teespring. If I can find my link before we go, I'll put mine in the chat. But if not, just trust me on it. And in fact, I'll put it in the ILF Academy. Even better.
Yeah.
So if you haven't joined the ILF Academy, make sure you do that. I'm going to put my Teespring link to my apparel store inside of that tonight, and I want you guys to check it out. Shay, I don't see any questions.
I put the link for.
Actually, I do see one more. But go ahead, Shay.
I put the link for the ILF Academy in the chat for my personal YouTube page. So go ahead and you'll see me in the comments. Shanya Shay Forston. I'm wearing a little hat, looking a little cute with my braids. That's me. Use that link to join the ILF Academy. For those of you that did text tonight for the upcoming event or your free gift, welcome to the family. Make sure that you go ahead and sign up for is that next week?
It's September 10th.
I think that's next week. The September 10th workshop for our ILF Mastery Blueprint members. You get access.
But it's on the 10th.
It's
whenever the
I
don't think it's next week. The day's only the 7th.
Today's
the 2nd. So if I add 7 days to that, that's like 9.
Yeah.
So whenever it is,
the 10th,
September 10th,
that day.
Tuesday, 7 p.m. That's for sure.
Also, be aware, save Forston Consultants SMS number in your phone so that you know anytime that we're doing anything specific or special for our text message campaigns, or for you to get more information on our programs and courses. Another thing too, Derek, is, let me see, what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything? I'm
actually putting that Teespring link inside of the Facebook group. So now, I understand that a lot of you guys are on here right now on YouTube, but I think I can copy and paste that, right?
Hold on.
Yeah. So copy and paste that and put it on YouTube as well. So if you're on Facebook streaming it, I'm going to put my apparel store. Okay. Ooh. Well, anyway, no, I think so. If you're in YouTube, you can still see it though.
Yes.
So in YouTube, guys, I literally just posted my Teespring link, and I'm not trying to advertise for y'all to go buy something, or you could, but that's one of the things, Simi, that I want you to have in the next probably 7 days, right? If you decide to bring your VA on now, this is one of the first things your VA should be doing for you, is building you an apparel store. Second of all, they should be using your zip code.
Yeah.
Right? And finding all the social service agencies where you live at, all the hospitals, all the social workers, all the case managers, and then also getting ahead of your social media.
Yep.
So when people tell me, well, Derek, I don't know what I should tell the VA to do, I can give you 1,000 things. And inside of that VIP community for the VAs, there's a lot of stuff in there. But right now, I'll just tell you, we got people that'll take a VA and they'll do their social media 3 and 4 months in advance.
Yeah.
So can you imagine that, Simi, taking your VA and building a list of social workers and case managers and building your social media 90 to 120 days in advance so that they can focus on other stuff? So that's some of the things that they can do. And also, Simi, if I'm not mistaken, and if you're still here, my team sent you a crazy opportunity a couple of days ago. I just found out that you were a part of that. They also told me that it was funny that you didn't know why you got it and you were a little confused. So if you want it, you just move forward, Simi. But if you don't, you throw it in the trash can, right? But if you don't, just let us know, because my team still wants to give that deal to somebody. And you were chosen because the other lady never responded the other night.
Right.
So most of y'all have no clue what I'm talking about right now. But Simi, congratulations. Yes, if you want that, what my team offered, let us know. But please tell me if you don't, because I want to be able to offer that to somebody else, right? And just to let you guys know, it's the ILF Mastery Blueprint, which is, and I'll talk about this and I'll end it. We have 3 ways to get into what we do, y'all. Well, actually 4. The first way is absolutely free. That's joining me every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We do this faithfully every week. 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Tuesday. Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern for free. Bring all of your questions. Because I promised God many years ago, I said, God, if you let me get into this and quit my job and expand myself, God, I'll go all over the world teaching it and I'll never take any credit. So that's my give back. And even if I stop today, physically doing it, the YouTube channel allows for this to live on and on and on.
Yeah.
But I still honor God by coming here every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday because this changed my life, y'all. I was making 28 grand a year, asking God, how can I turn that into my monthly salary? Remember, the whole story started from the girl making 41 grand a month, housing people in rats and roaches. That's the vision God showed me at first. So to make a long story short again, guys, the first way is our free stuff Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, and the webinar. But the second way is our ILF Mastery Blueprint. That's about what 90% of people get. That's our one-on-one coaching. That costs $7,500, and that's at a scholarship price, right? The next level is called the ILF Accelerator. That was only $3 grand.
Ooh, I like that.
It's just like the ILF Mastery Blueprint, but the timing is different. That was a hard 6-month stop, right? And the HRA and the virtual assistant is not involved in it. Whereas the ILF Mastery Blueprint has everything, all the workshops, everything. I'll spoil you guys. So from $7,500 ILF Mastery Blueprint, $3,000 for the ILF Accelerator, and then we even got one that's called the Do-It-Yourself version for only $997. So again, that's all the paperwork, all the curriculum, all the courses, all the ebooks, and me recorded teaching you for 5 weeks in a row. That's the Do-It-Yourself version. And a lot of people say, well, Derek, I don't need your one-on-one help. I don't need to have your phone number. Just give me all the paperwork, build my website, Derek, how you say it. Give me all of that stuff, and I can do it at my own pace. So again, for $997, Do-It-Yourself. The ILF Mastery Blueprint, $7,500, or the ILF Accelerator for $3 grand. Those are the three choices of how people usually get into our coaching. If that interests you at all, let us know. Also, today's Labor Day. We usually do something special on Labor Day. Wow. So if you want a scholarship to be applied towards one of these coaching products, just text the word scholarship to 407-326-0086, and my team will get you on my calendar, and we'll talk about which one you want, and we'll also apply that scholarship and add a little something extra just for Labor Day. So Shay, $7,500, $3 grand, or $997, and that's $3 away from $1,997. Do it yourself, Accelerator, or the ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we hold a hand for life.
Do what you do, sir.
It's up to them. Other than that, you guys be great. Don't wait to be great. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Yes.
No more questions in the chat. Last question from Miss Linda. Linda says, I know that I am late. Can I have info? She's IMB, so she can get this.
Yeah.
On how to get veterans into my house. The same thing I tell you all the time. Social media. But if you saw my social media about 2 weeks ago, did you see where I was at? The Veterans Affairs at the Veterans Hospital.
You need to
so sometimes you got to go visit in person. Sometimes you got to call. You also got a virtual assistant, Miss Linda. So if I were you, I would be calling these places, trying to set up an appointment of when you can go in and talk to them.
No,
because you're an IMB member, you get all the coaching from me of what to say, how to say it, and who you should talk to.
And not even
that's what I would do. Shay,
and not only just does she get that conversation, you want to meet with her and her VA every time.
Absolutely.
So make sure you are scheduling your
Don't forget that, Miss Linda. Like you got a VA now, so we should meet often, more often, and every time we meet, your VA should be a part of that. Does that make sense? Okay. Yep. So Miss Janine says, Linda, Google SSVF in your city.
Yep.
Now, in terms of where we live at, the SSVF don't allow you to do 2 people per room. So, Miss Linda, if you had the thought process to do 1 person per room,
go for it.
SSVF may work. But I know that right here in Orlando, where you are, Linda, that won't work with this population with the 2 people per room. But just to give extra knowledge for anybody, if you don't know what SSVF means or stands for, that's for that whole military money, as I call it. So SSVF is a program that helps military veterans, and oftentimes they pay for it, or they'll help them look for the housing. Make sense, Miss Linda? And she put yes. So Linda, don't forget, you and I should have a call very soon, probably at the beginning of next week. And
With your
let your
VA.
VA be a part of it so that we can all meet together. Because remember, they're making the calls for you. So I want to be able to pour into them like I used to do you before you got the VA.
Yep.
Okay. And if you need a great VA, guys, don't forget to visit www.va101.co.
Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God is giving you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise.
All right. All right. So thank y'all so much for being here. We super appreciate it. Thank y'all, because y'all could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. So we just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the questions. And also don't forget, guys, join the ILF Academy. That's a free Facebook group where we also go live and I answer a lot of your questions. And I often give a lot of blessings and sales and all kind of gifts to them before it comes to the YouTube channel and anywhere else. So make sure you join the ILF Academy. It is absolutely free. Okay. And Shay, you want to give the people some words of encouragement before you get them out of here?
No, you can go ahead. I'm trying to put the link in the chat for y'all.
Which one?
For the ILF Academy.
Oh, okay.
Give me a second.
So Shay's going to put the link in the chat. Where she find it? In
fact,
I
did it. The crazy thing is I did it, but it's not going through.
Oh, okay.
So let's see if that one went through. See, I'm doing it, but it's not letting me.
And also, I see a lot of my people from Facebook joined in too. So Facebook family, we appreciate you all as well. And I don't see any other questions. So we're going to get ready to close you guys out. I'm going to just give y'all that link one more time verbally because Shay can't find it yet.
I found it, but it's just not letting me.
ILF Academy. Join it. It is absolutely free. Shout us out when you get in there. Also, let us know where you're from in terms of where you're located. And immediately text, what do you need help with? Like, what are you looking to get help with? My team is also looking for more titles and more content for these workshops.
Yeah.
So as soon as you guys join the ILF Academy, give us your opinion of what you want some of these workshops to be about. Because remember, we're doing 2 workshops a month, all the way up until December. So again, September 10th is that next one. I think the 27th is the next one. But we need topics already for October, November, and December. So when you guys get in the ILF Academy, tell us where you're from, what you're looking forward to learning, but also what you want to hear about in these workshops. Because again, the workshops, guys, are only going to be $97. And don't pick stuff that I will talk about for free on the YouTube channel.
Please don't.
There's tons of that stuff. So if you haven't dove deeply into our teaching, watch a lot of that stuff on YouTube, because if you ask me something that I teach for free, you're going to waste your question. And that's why we tell people also to watch our webinar by texting more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086, and then watch that webinar. And then let's have a discovery call to ask me all the questions that are outside of what I give you guys for free. I want y'all to ask deep stuff to get a deeper understanding.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense, Shay?
And the link for the ILF Academy is now in the chat.
All right.
It's
so that's it. Oh, that is a long link.
Yeah.
And that's the link to the ILF Academy?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
Yep.
And in fact, since we still here, I'm going to do this real quick for Digital Flow Solutions, and I'm going to get y'all out of here.
We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying the content, but I just want to let you know there's still time to apply for the scholarship for the ILF Mastery Blueprint. And that's our one-on-one coaching. So there's a lot that comes with it. So I'm just going to guide you guys to the website so that you can kind of check it out for yourself after we're done here. So you're going to visit forstonconsultants.com. Then you're going to click the tab that says products and services. The first thing that's going to pop up is the ILF Mastery Blueprint. Click that tab that says learn more, and it's literally going to give you step-by-step instruction of what you can do. And it's real easy of how you can apply and win the scholarship to apply to the price so that you can get our one-on-one coaching here at Forston Consultants. Let's get back to the content. So Dennis, in this independent living facility model, right, which y'all call ILFs, what kind of residents can I house in this kind of model? David, that's a great question. And that's actually what makes the ILF model so great, is because it's flexible. So prime example, you can house military veterans, elderly adults, women that are escaping domestic violence, and the list goes on and on and on. So Dennis, where do you get your residents from? I see you guys on TikTok and Facebook, you guys getting all of these houses. Like, where in the world are you getting these people from? Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Forston Consultants teaches us to use social media such as Instagram, Facebook, to let people know who we are, what we do, but probably most importantly, who do we serve? And we do that very consistently. So every day, 7 days a week, there's something being posted about what we do and who we serve, but also building relationships with social workers and case managers. Again, letting them know who we are, what we do, and most importantly with them, that we're available. Dennis, how in the world are you able to do this without a license, bro? David, remember the reason why we don't need a license, because remember, the clients that we serve, they're independent. So that means that they can take their own medications, they can provide their own transportation, and they can cook and provide their own food. Dennis, man, you seem to know a lot about this independent living stuff, man. How do you know so much? Well, first of all, I graduated from Forston Consultants University, and I have a master's degree in independent living facilities. And I join the Forston crew every Monday on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern. They go live, and that guy Derek, man, he give the game away. So I'm always there. So Dennis, what in the world are the requirements to get started with something like this? The only requirement for this, David, is a big heart for God, his people, and the love for real estate. That's it. And bro, don't think I ain't listening, because I am listening. But where can I find more information like this at, man? Because I really want to get started, man. David, if I were you, I'd follow Derek Forston on Facebook and TikTok, and then I'd follow Forston Consultants on everything else in terms of Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. Again, really slowly, David, because you're hard-headed. I'd follow Derek Forston at Facebook on his personal page. I'd follow him on TikTok, but I will also follow Forston Consultants on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget, David. Hey, Dennis, man, I really appreciate that, man. I'm going to do exactly what you told me to do. I'm going to follow Forston Consultants on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. No problem. Hey, what's going on, family? I super hope you guys are enjoying this information. But let's just say you want more one-on-one coaching, just like what you're receiving now. You're actually looking for our ILF Mastery Blueprint. So that's our hand-holding one-on-one coaching, where that's what most of the people that come to us, that's what they want. They don't want to just watch me on YouTube all the time, right? They want me in their back pocket for one-on-one coaching. And what's super powerful about it right now, that there's a scholarship that's actually available that brings that down to only $7,500, a long ways from the normal price of the 15 grand. So even doing this live right now, if you guys text IMB below, my team can send you over some information. But nevertheless, definitely go over and see forstonconsultants.com and check us out there as well. Let's get back to the show. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise.
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? Let Forston Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forston Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here is what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2, sign up for our webinar at forstonconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3, purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4, contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.